inning, 10-3. Bases are loaded for Verlander, who waits on a 3-0 pitch. He swings, and it's a high fly ball, deep center field. It is gone! Home run! And a huge bat flip to celebrate. All right, Ben, start the show already.
3-2. He struck him out! Ohtani strikes out Trout, and Japan's back on top of the baseball world.
It was the moment the entire baseball world was waiting for. Shohei Ohtani against Mike Trout, and we got it in the 9th inning in a one-run ball game, and ultimately Team Japan wins the World Baseball Classic with their guy Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Welcome into the Flippin Bats Now post-game show. I'm Ben Verlander, joined by Alex Curry as always. What a night, what a special night. Make a movie out of it. That's what needs to happen. This entire tournament, we're going to talk about this game, the tournament, what we saw here tonight. I don't even know how to explain it, but Alex, this was an all-time night for the game of baseball. The world deserved this, the game deserved this, and the one matchup that everybody in the entire world wanted to see, we didn't just get it in the tournament, we got it in the championship game in the 9th inning in a one-run game with Shohei Ohtani on the mound in relief for the first time that we have ever seen him since it came to the United States.
I mean, I have to imagine this must have been one of the most watched baseball games of all time. You had the world tuning in to see the two best teams in this tournament. You had the GOAT, Mike Trout, one of the greatest players of our generation, leading Team USA, and then Shohei Ohtani, the unicorn, probably the best baseball player of our time right now, on the mound, facing his teammate, Mike Trout. You couldn't have written the script better. I think we realized it in the 8th inning. We were counting how soon until Mike Trout was up. And we said, oh my goodness, I think he might face Mike Trout as the last batter in the 9th inning. It was just shaping up to be this moment right here. And you can see it on Shohei Ohtani's face. I don't know if we've ever seen that much emotion and that much excitement from Shohei Ohtani. I didn't know if he could one-up last night, and he did in that moment, closing out the game for Team Japan and winning the World Baseball Classic by striking out Mike Trout.
Alex, I can't stop smiling. Let's stop down here for a second. Look at what's going on around us. Team Japan is celebrating right behind us. And let's really soak in what just happened. Not the moment that we've all been waiting for. Mike Trout is going to go down as one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah.
And fortunately for us, every baseball fan, the greatest talent that the game of baseball has ever seen in history is playing in baseball right now as well. They just so happen to be teammates. They play on the same team.
Yeah.
And much to the chagrin of baseball fans around the world, that team hasn't been very good. And we haven't gotten to see the both of them in the playoffs together ever.
Yeah.
And now on this stage, with them both representing their country, walking into the championship game together, carrying their country's flags, leading their team in.
Yeah.
For that to all lead up to the moment we got, one of the greatest of all time, the greatest talent we've ever seen, the greatest baseball tournament that we have ever seen, for that to all culminate into the last at bat of the tournament, I mean, oh my God, that is an all-time moment, and here it is here, Alex. Mike Trout walking in with the flag.
Is there anything more American than Mike Trout walking out with the American flag?
Shohei Ohtani holding the Japanese flag. It was emotional to see that. And let's just appreciate what we saw there. We all wanted it, but why did we want it is what's important.
Yeah.
We wanted it because this is an all-time matchup that we will never forget in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
It was just out of this world. Every time I look at you, I see Shohei Ohtani over your shoulder right now doing interviews. And the look on his face, every single time he's asked a question, you can tell is one of the most magical moments of his professional career. He came out and said it was a dream come true for him to play for Team Japan. And not only did he get to play for Team Japan, He was the most valuable player in this tournament, and then he closed out the entire tournament by striking out one of the greatest players of our generation, his teammate, his dear friend, Mike Trout.
I mean, Alex, we have some of the stars from around the game of baseball are literally tweeting things after this game ends. Marcus Stroman, give Ohtani $1 billion. Mythical unicorn god on the baseball field.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Agreement
exactly what
with all
he
of
is.
them. Francisco Lindor, superstar for the New York Mets. Wow, what a tournament. WBC baseball. When are we running it again? Chris Bassett, Ohtani is the best player our game has to offer, and he just showed the entire world in this WBC a talent our game has never seen. Congrats to Team Japan. Special.
He started the quarters. He hit home runs. He ran out bunt singles. He closed the game for the first time that we've ever seen here in the United States for Team Japan. Like, literally, is there anything that Shohei Ohtani can't do?
Think about the last 30 minutes of this game, right? He hit a ball 114 miles an hour up the middle. He ran to first base in 4.16 seconds. He threw a baseball 101.6 miles an hour. But in the midst of all of that, hitting, running to first base, he ends up getting out on the bases, and he walked down to the bullpen to get ready to come in and close this tournament in relief. Guys, I might have been barking up a tree for 2 years now, but if we can just completely understand what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
This has never been seen before. It will never be seen again in our lifetime, perhaps in the history of Major League Baseball. What we see with Shohei Ohtani in general, and specifically what we saw tonight. I can't get over it. It's special, and to be here, Alex, on the field, calling it with him 20 feet behind us over our shoulder. I mean, man, this is a special moment.
He is a global superstar. Shohei Ohtani is the moment. He is the future of baseball, and he is bringing baseball fans together internationally across the world. When we look out right now in the stadium, there are still thousands of fans standing here in Angels jerseys, in Ohtani jersey, in USA jersey, waving the Japanese flag, just wanting to be here and in this moment with the unicorn, the greatest player playing the game of baseball right now, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, it's special. So congratulations to Shohei. He won the MVP award of this tournament. Congratulations to Team Japan, defeating the United States, defeating the juggernaut of the tournament, full of superstars, to win the tournament for the third time, the most this has ever been won. 3 championships in 5 attempts in this tournament. It's only been around 5 times. They've won it 3. Congratulations to Team Japan. They deserved it. They never lost one time in this tournament. They had never been tested really until the last couple of games. And boy, did they step up to the test there, defeating Mexico and defeating the United States of America in 2 one-run ball games.
I mean, it's crazy. This was the 4th time in WBC history that the U.S. and Japan faced off. They are now tied at 2 apiece, facing each other in the World Baseball Classic. But let's get to this game tonight, because USA came out and struck first, but Japan answered right back, and they never looked back. What was your biggest takeaway from this Japan win of the WBC?
You know, we had really never seen them get punched in the face super early and then figuring it out. And that Trey Turner home run, Trey Turner's been the hottest guy on planet Earth.
Yes, he is.
And for him to do that in his first at-bat of the game, it's 1-0 United States early in the game. And you think, you know what? There ain't no stopping this United States lineup right now. They're too hot. They're on a roll. You can't slow them down. And their ability to pitch better than, oh my God, Alex, I can't say enough about the pitching of this team. The ability to bounce back immediately. Murakami's first at bat, the first at bat when they were down 1-0, crushed homer to deep right field. We said he was locked in. He is locked in. Murakami's homer got them right back in it. Then their ability to pitch was unbelievable. They did it all night long. That's why they won this tournament. That's why they defeated the United States tonight. And from pitchers we do know, Yu Darvish, Shohei Ohtani, and now Roki Sasaki, to some that we might not know. Imanaga, Yamamoto. This team was the complete package from the very beginning. And to be honest with you, they played like they were the best team in this entire tournament. They deserved it, and they deserve all the success that they had.
And just to add on, here's a fun fact for Team Japan. The pitchers struck out the most hitters in WBC history.
Incredible. Yeah, that's their pitching. The 2023 Japan team has surpassed the 2009 Japan team for most strikeouts in WBC history. Pretty special.
I mean, what an incredible moment, top to bottom. We said that this WBC was going to come down to pitching. Japan had it all in that moment. Is that what won them the game here tonight?
Yeah, I mean that's what this whole game led up to that moment. You know, you could have told me this game was going to be 9-0 entering the 9th inning, one way or the other. And I could have said, well, somebody's going to score 8 runs, and Shohei Ohtani's going to end up on the mound, and Mike Trout's going to end up in the box. And this tournament that has been magical from the very beginning is going to get the magical ending that it deserves. And it did. I can't say enough about this tournament, what it did for the game of baseball, what it did for everybody listening, what it did for fans around the world, what it did for the players, what it did for myself and the love of baseball, which I thought was at its peak. I didn't think I could love the game anymore. This tournament, the World Baseball Classic, makes you fall in love with baseball more than you ever dreamed was possible. That's what it was. That's what this moment was at the end of the game. And I couldn't have dreamed of a better ending.
No, and what a moment right now. If you look over our right shoulder, we have Team USA out here right now with all of their family also celebrating on the field with Team Japan. I mean, it's just, this is what it's all about. Bring your family, bring your kids, enjoy this moment to celebrate your country, to celebrate baseball. And now we're getting ready to head into the MLB season. I'm like, I am so excited for baseball to continue and start. Like, this was just the beginning. We are still in spring training, which is the craziest part. And the WBC gave us everything and more we could have wished for.
Alex, just think about this.
Look at this.
Team USA has come out on the field. You know why? This tournament, you know, you wouldn't see this after a World Series. You don't see it. You lose, you're defeated, you go back in, you fly home, and you're upset. And you know what? Team USA is upset, but they are all out here on the field with their families, with their kids, running the bases, congratulating Team Japan. This is, I feel ecstatic to be a part of this moment right now.
It's incredible.
Share it with everyone.
It's Mike Trout's family right behind us. His wife, Jess, his son. Oh my, I mean, it is the cutest thing going on right now. This is what it's all about. So you know what? We're going to share our top 10 moments of the WBC. Starting.
Alex, where do I even begin? We've been doing top 5 moments from every single day, and now I have to figure out a top 10 for the entire tournament. Let's do it.
We're starting with number 10, which is Puerto Rico knocking out the Dominican Republic.
You know, those were the 2 of the best fan bases that we saw in this entire tournament here in Miami from the very beginning. We saw Francisco Lindor with the Little League inside the Parker in that game. The 2 crowds, from everything I heard, because we weren't here yet during that game, from everything I heard, that was the most incredible atmosphere that anybody has ever been a part of.
Yeah.
And just so cool to see that. Puerto Rico knocking out the juggernaut, the favorite in the tournament, the Dominican Republic, moment number 10.
Number 9, Roki Sasaki pitching on the anniversary of the tragic tsunami in Japan.
You know, this tournament had it all. It had every emotion you could possibly imagine. And this was this certainly tugged on the heartstrings. Roki Sasaki, whose father and grandparents passed away in a tsunami on March 11th, 2011. March 11th, 2023, fast forward 12 years to the day, Roki Sasaki was back out on the mound for Team Japan for the first time ever, accomplishing a dream of his, pitching for his country in the Tokyo Dome. Absolutely so special, and just an emotional moment for him, and for all of Japan, because his family's not the only one that was affected by that. It was an awful situation, and to kind of fast forward 12 years, he was 9 years old when that happened, Alex. 9 years old. 12 years later to the day, he's out there taking the mound, accomplishing a dream, and it was an emotional moment for him.
I can't even imagine how honorable that must felt for him to wear his country's name on the front of his jersey and his family name on the back of his jersey. Okay, we're moving on to number 8 here. Shohei Ohtani's monster home run in the Tokyo Dome, and then fans passing around his home run ball to share a photo with it.
Speaking of accomplishing a dream, Shohei Ohtani said it himself. As a kid, I dreamed of hitting a home run in the World Baseball Classic. Well, he did that. He hit a ball 450 feet off of a scoreboard out there, his first homer. And then what happened in the stands after just topped it all off. They caught the ball. This girl caught the ball and passed it around to every fan that wanted to see it. That would never happen anywhere else. To see that happen in Japan and for it to ultimately end up with the girl that caught it, Shohei's homer, the moment in the stands, all of it combined into one is number 8.
Number 7, Pepper Grinder Mania.
This one speaks for itself.
It does.
It's really all-encompassing with Lars Nootbaar. What Lars meant to this team. I don't know if this team makes it as far as they did without Lars. And it's not because he might not have had the best offensive outburst on this team, but what he meant to that team, what he meant to the fans, what he meant to the entire nation, bringing his celebration of the Pepper Grinder selling out in all of Japan, people bringing tens and thousands of Pepper Grinders to the stadium. Pepper Grinder Mania, thanks to Lars Nootbaar, was a highlight of my World Baseball Classic.
Number 6, another highlight, Randy Arozarena's catches and swag.
Yeah, it's really everything.
It's
right?
everything.
It's his homers early on in the tournament. It's these catches we see here. The home run robbery. The ball in the gap at the end of a pool play that saved them the game, or at the end of the semifinal, saved them the game. And he said that catch meant more to him than his home run in the World Series. The emotion he played with. Walking around in cowboy boots and a sombrero the entire tournament. His story of how he ended up here. Just incredible. The legend of Randy Arozarena grew even larger in this tournament.
Number 5, Team Czech Republic.
This is everything.
They stole the hearts.
Everything in one.
Of the world.
Just because they haven't played in a little while, let's not forget how electric they were. One, this whole WBC, there needs to be a movie about it. But specifically, there needs to be a movie made about Team Czech Republic. This is the team that came to the World Baseball Classic with teachers and financial advisors and woodworkers, and their coach was a neurosurgeon, and they put on a show for the world.
Yeah.
And they might not have advanced out of their pool, but down to the last day, they had a chance. They won a game in this tournament. One of their pitchers struck out Shohei Ohtani. Team Czech Republic. What could you say better than this? When the pool ended and Team Japan was heading to the United States, Shohei Ohtani was rocking a Team Czech Republic hat on his way here. That says it all.
They literally touched all the players, all the fans. It was incredible. Number 4 happened tonight at the start of the game. Mike Trout leading out Team USA carrying the flag, and Shohei Ohtani leading out Team Japan carrying the flag. Just, I think, gave everybody chills.
If you love the game of baseball, this moment got to you.
Yeah.
It really did. It got to me, certainly. Mike Trout, who has unfortunately never been in a game in his career where it's all or nothing. You're in the championship game. And to see him, I didn't know this was going to happen. It's the first time in this tournament it happened. To see him walk out of that tunnel with the flag on his back, with Team USA following out behind him, simultaneously looking across the field and seeing Shohei Ohtani come out with the Japan flag around his shoulder and the team following him out. For the game of baseball, this tournament has meant everything, and it culminated into that moment. That's what it was about. It was about all the nations around the world, teams that might not be able to communicate with each other, but the greatest stars in the entire world, in the entire sport, showing up in that moment. It was emotional.
It was magical. Number 3 was also a magical moment. Japan walking off against Team Mexico in the semifinal.
Muntaka Murakami, the hero. We saw him struggle at the beginning of the tournament, but we knew this guy was one of the best hitters, I think, in the world. We'll see him in the United States in a year or so. And we got to see him in this lineup, and we got to see him put on a show in that semifinal game. That walk-off that we wouldn't even be standing. Who knows what the situation would have been right now if it wasn't for Murakami and that walk-off. What a moment. That tweet, Alex, was the tweet of the walk-off, was the most retweeted tweet in the history of Fox Sports. That's how big that moment was.
That was incredible. Now, number 2 is another moment that if it didn't happen, Team USA wouldn't be here, and that was Trey Turner's Grand Slam.
Trey Turner's Grand Slam was, look, that was emotional. It was emotional to see that. I mean, the moment, again, we talk about a team not being here.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for a certain moment, that moment was one of them. Trey Turner's Grand Slam, so incredible. One of the greatest moments that I have ever witnessed in person, and is certainly a top moment of this tournament.
And then the number 1 moment, a no-doubter, Shohei Ohtani facing Mike Trout in the 9th inning.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout. The tournament led up to this, Alex. The entire tournament led up to one moment. This was the moment we were waiting for. How could this not be the number 1 moment? No matter how it turned out, no matter how it worked out, it was all leading up to that moment. If Mike Trout had hit a homer, guess what? It would have been the number 1 moment. Had Shohei Ohtani struck him out, which happened,
yeah,
guess what? It's the number 1 moment. The entire World Baseball Classic, everything, the thoughts, the sounds, the emotions, the feelings, it all led up to that moment, and it was by far the best moment of the World Baseball Classic.
What an incredible experience. Like, I know we talked about how great the WBC was going to be, but being here and being a part of this moment, hearing the players share that a catch, a home run, a big play was the biggest moment in their careers, their professional careers, it's hard to describe unless you're here and you listen and you watched it, how important this tournament is for players, for fans, and the game of baseball around the world.
Alex, this tournament has meant everything to the game of baseball. From the very beginning, the players signing up that wanted to participate, the fans, the buy-in, the atmosphere in the stadiums. Let's not forget Taichung and the environment over there. Waking up in the middle of the night to watch games there and in Japan, and to see the buy-in from fans there and players, and then to see it here as well. This tournament grew the game of baseball more than I could possibly imagine. I said it before and I'll say it again. I thought I was at my peak love of the game of baseball, and I could have never dreamed that I would fall in love with the game even more. That's what this tournament did.
Yeah.
That's what this tournament is all about. It'll make you fall in love with the game. And if you already love the game, it'll make you fall in love even more. What a special journey that we've been on. What a special tournament this was. I can't wait to watch it again. It was just announced today, officially, that the WBC is coming back in 2026.
3 years instead of 4.
3 years.
We only have to wait 3 more years.
Yes. Man, what a tournament. What a special thing.
It really was. Thank you guys for being a part of this journey with us as we try to give you the up close and personal on-field experience. I hope you had just as much fun as we did every single step of the way. I love the WBC. Bottom line, I love the WBC.
I love it. I wish we could do it every year. Selfishly, I wish it could happen every year. However, I understand that it cannot happen every year. Thank you all for going on this journey with us. If you've never listened before the World Baseball Classic, boy, do we have a lot of Major League Baseball coverage coming any day. It's about to begin. Follow along Flippin Bats anywhere you listen to your podcast. Our podcast is going to be the home. It was the home for the World Baseball Classic. Now it's going to be your home for everything Major League Baseball related. So thank you all for coming on this journey with us. It truly means the absolute world. You all make it the best. My goal at every single stop and every single thing we do is just to make everybody feel like you're a part of it along the way with us. I hope you could tell how excited and how ecstatic we've been this entire time. It was an absolute dream. It was a magical tournament. And thank you all for listening and supporting the whole time. Make sure you subscribe to Flippin Bats again, wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple or Spotify. And follow along on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And you can watch every single episode as well on YouTube at Flippin Bats Pod for all of them. Well, that does it for Alex and I from Miami. Alex, what a trip.
What a blast. What an incredible experience. Core memory made right here, right now.
Core memory indeed. Thank you all again. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time for another episode of Flippin Bats. Peace.
3-2. He struck him out. Ohtani strikes out Trout, and Japan's back on top of the baseball world.